So for my web app, I decided to do a web page where a user can list their favorite artists. I decided to go this route because I wanted to keep track of the artists that I like or other users would like and have a collection of who they are, where they live, etc., etc. So just going over the code, I used the Mongo Express handlebars and node stack to create this application. I use the REST routes like the delete, post, put, and get to retrieve, delete, and update a certain entry that's in the web page. For example, this code right here from lines 31 to 36, it directs you to the home page, which is this right here. And here it will list all the different artists that you already have, or if you want to add a new one, you can add a different artist here. Give the artist a name, an age, a location, a birthday, and their latest album that came out. So right now I'll just put test one, create, and then it will input it right here. And say he or she released a new album, and it's not this name. You can update it right here and call it test 2, for example, and it'll update the album name to test 2. And that is done on lines 21 through 28, which is right here. So just going over this line of code here, it finds the artist that you click based on the homepage, and it checks for the ID, or it references by the ID, sorry, and has a user input of rec.body, which is the input you put right here. And it just puts in, and it references the edit page right here to change the album name to whichever album that he or she came out with recently, and updates it in the database as well with the latest album. Let's see. And that's basically it. One feature that I had trouble working on was, instead of having the album field, I tried putting it as a string in my model. It was supposed to be an array of strings which holds all the artist songs. But the problem I had with that was it wasn't, if I wanted to add a song to the existing array, it would push a null variable, not variable, it would just push null into the array, and I wasn't quite sure why, because in the database it would show null, but if I console logged the input that I put in, it would show the song name. And so I was just stuck on that for a while, and that's when I decided to try something easier and just use something as simple as changing the album name. And for the future, what I would like to do is use a Spotify API or any artist API, if there is one, where a user can search right on the homepage. There'll be a search bar here. It'll reference that API, and the user can look up their favorite artists, and they can add it to this current list of artists and add their favorite songs, albums, and all that. Another thing, if it's possible to create like a bunch of users where this user can look up other users and look at their favorite artists and somehow find new artists to listen to or even new songs that they like and add it to their own database if they have it. And it's pretty much it. This project was really interesting. I enjoyed it, even though there are a lot of bugs that I didn't figure out. I enjoyed doing all this REST routes and retrieving stuff from the database.